Hey people, Injured here, 53 Faction War. This is Meridian High City and Eldar versus Tyranids for the blue Eldar team. We've got HansMoleman as a Warlock melee spellcaster that can leap into combat. Some powerful disruption, offense and support. Alongside here, Finale as a Farseer support hero that fights in melee combat. Powerful buffs, debuffs and control abilities too. And rounding us off for the blue Eldar team is Qwest as a Warp Spatter Exarch. Teleporting hero that fights range combat by default, can get a powerful melee weapon though, or some disruption, harassing and generally annoying the crap out of everyone. Red Tyranid team Hiveminion is a Hive Tyrant, very durable hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense, disruption and support, begins in melee combat with a basic synapse. I believe I shall name him Sergio. And alongside we have two Raven Alphas. First up is Campbell, and we also have here Matouzka. These guys are tunneling heroes with great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support to begin in range combat, but can get specialized melee weapons and interesting fights. We often see this map turn it into a meat grinder late game, something Eldar generally aren't great at, but Eldar do have some powerful tools to use against everyone, and Tyranids can also struggle in those kind of situations. We've seen them where they lose the bulk of their infantry force and can't quite recover quickly enough with their monstrous creatures. So this is going to be cool, I think. Hiveminion here with double termagants. In fact, all three Tyranid heroes with the standard opening of double termagants, giving you that range fire support with good utility because of the crippling poison. Tyranids doubling up here and pushing through the mid. Qwest is not going to be able to hold, as you can see, all of the Eldar players getting those shuriken cannons up as quickly as possible. They've all gone for Howling Banshees as well, which I wasn't expecting. They can get in and do some serious work against Synapse creatures, of course, but might see them overwhelmed here, especially if they use those crippling poisons well. I guess drawing fire is still a thing. They're going for power early here, the Tyranids. Usually pretty tough to get on the powers on Meridian High City. They are pretty far back, but they're not wasting any time here. Matouzka with a warrior brood up. Campbell already has a warrior brood on the field. These guys are a synapse creature with some power melee damage in tier 1. A Ravener brood now for Hiveminion. Those guys recently reduced in cost in 2.8. The Hive Tyrant himself providing synapse, so getting a warrior brood up maybe not as crucial for him. No war gear yet for Sergio. In fact, no war gear. Oh, we do see the Immolator Blade for the Warlock. And Spirit Stones for the Farseer. That will help these Banshees stay in the fight longer. Could also get the Armor of Fortune, of course. Guide was on them there, as you saw. Now they're fighting Sergio, who killed one of them, I think, but now needs to back the hell away because those guys are dangerous against a level 1 hero with his power melee weapons. Now on the prowl, chasing the Raveners. The Ravener, I should say. Bit of a struggle to get around that tank trap there, but they're on him. Hormagot's now helping out. And they will trade with Banshees relatively well, especially if they can get their adrenal glands, but that's a shuriken in their face. And they need to back the hell away. 387, 500 early on. Tyranids with a good push through, but Eldar striking back here, northern side. Powers capped for Eldar. Warp Spider could do a lot of that. Try and keep these flanks capped. Pushing the south is HansMoleman. Good special attack there. We see a Barbed Strangler Warrior Brood. Awesome weapon. Instant suppression. Good damage as well on an area of effect. A flank attempt for Campbell. This could be nasty if HansMoleman does not realize Shuriken Cannon is moving up. I don't think he's seen it. Now he's seen it, I think. Banshees will need to retreat. Warrior Brood getting in there. Oh, he's capping. He did not realize. He was trying to cap there. Look at that leap in by the Warlock. That's pretty crazy. Immolator. Does it do damage over time? It does. And also the engulfing Immolator ability that sets the ground on fire, basically. You either have to move or take a bunch of damage, and termagants and stuff standing and shooting like this do not want to take that kind of damage. Can throw it out alongside his Destructor and really do some work. There you see the Destructor going out. Didn't have the energy to then put down the Immolator again. Jumping on the Warriors though, and takes down a model with the help of the Shuriken. It's a good way to get on a Barbed Strangler Warrior Brute. Just jump on them. He's used Distortion Field on himself. That's one of his globals. I thought it was his champion's robe for a second. Gives him a very good range damage reduction. Range damage resistance, I should say. 387 to 440. Central VP is blue. Eldar, after that opening engagement when they were pushed back, have done pretty well, and they were only pushed back because the players were met one at a time, I think. So far, doing pretty well. The Banshee's getting in. These guys with the aspect of fleetness. Lets them to jump over objects and also gives their Exarch 2 power swords for some extra power melee damage, which is pretty good against Tyranids in tier 2 because they can't get vehicle armor up in tier 2, other than the Tyrant guard going into shield wall, I guess. Going tier 2 says Hans, the first player to go. Finale not that far behind. None of the Tyranids going yet though. Hiveminion could and does. We have a Ravener Brood up for Bruce Campbell, by the way. Looks like Eldar need to regroup and push mid together. There's a Brood Nest up from Hiveminion. Sergio helping out the team there. Here we go, might kick off. Looks like Qwest went in a little bit early, but here comes Finale. There's the guide on the Dire Avengers. I think you want to wait for the for there kind of definitely to be a fight before you use guide if you can. As you see, those guys just backed off of it. They weren't fully committed. Try and wait for your opponent to commit before you use that guide. Farseer gets in amongst the Hormagaunts. Barb Strangler doing its thing against those Dire Avengers. There is the Spiritual Rights heal. Crippling Poison being used. Meanwhile, the north is being pushed by Hiveminion. Ravener Brood with a Burrow Strike. But now in amongst Banshees, which might not be a good fight for them. Hormagaunts trying to help out. Grenade goes in. Decent grenade. Banshee staying in there, doing a very good job, almost finishing off those Hormagaunts with some help from the Shuriken at close range there. In fact, those Hormagaunts, I think, did go down. Qwest chasing and finishing them off. Nicely done. Improved targeters are up. Hiveminion dropping his Hormagaunts there. Autarch dropped in by Finale. Is she going to immediately go down? Taking a hell of a lot of damage, jumps away. Heals and buffs on landing and does get out of there. Really good tool to use against those Tyranid blobs and Autarch. You have that initial drop, of course, with the grenades, and also a big leap like that will disrupt. Brood Nest doing a good job though for the Tyranid team, allowing them to reinforcing the field. South side there are some Warp Spiders for HansMoleman. Looks like he's had a rough time though, dropping the Shuriken at some point when I was over looking at something else. Venom Brood on the way for Hiveminion and some tier 2s for the other Tyranid players. More Warp Spiders this time for Qwest. Warp Spider Exarch does have the ability to call them in from his global bar, but he's straight up producing them now. Might then drop more for double Warp Spiders, which can be nasty. Warlock goes down level 3. Not sure if there's any other war gear around. We do see the rune armor for Farseer. Psychic Storm is pretty awesome. Added in elite mod. Entangling Web for Warp Spider Exarch. Hive Tyrant. Sergio getting the improved Synapse up. Pretty much a no-brainer, you would think, against, I mean, with alongside 2 other Tyranid players. Improved Synapse is going to do wonders for you. And the Synapse aura for damage for the Ravener Alpha here. Autarch getting in, trying to get a decap on the south side. Farseer is there to support. And the Autarch's going to need it. There's 2 players here trying to fight off Finale. It looks like Qwest is here too. Dire Avengers trying to get into some close combat. That Ravener Brood very nearly finished off. Not sure why they didn't retreat a lot earlier. Maybe that player was worried that they'd retreat back up this staircase here, which would have been painful. 297 to 397. More distort field this time on the Warp Spider so they can stay in those firefights longer. Autarch has her spear. Doing a decent job so far. Zone Throat now for Bruce Campbell. Matouzka with some genes to this. So they are bringing a lot of different threats to the battlefield here, the Tyranids. Often in faction wars you just see a whole mound of Zone Throats, which often works out pretty well. Going to be fun to see the Gene Stealers up and around, getting into those Banshees. Autark, have you leveled yet? Nope. Farseer's got her Doombringer, looks like. Now has a lot of abilities to juggle. Fleet, Spiritual Rites, Psychic Storm, Doom, Guide. It's a lot of energy though. Rune Armor gives you a bunch of it. Eldar doing well, kind of plugging gaps whenever they see Tyranids coming through, they're getting on them. And they have the mid. And the north and the south. Tyranids are pushed back here. Melee Synapse, Gene Stealers is a massive, massive threat. There's the Immolator doing its thing on those pile of termagants, making them move, making them stop shooting because they can't fire while they move. There's that Psychic Storm. Beautiful grenade. Finishing off some Hormagaunts there, I believe. Farseer does go down, though. She is vulnerable while she's channeling that storm. Tyranids are rolling through. Ocean of teeth coming at you. Those G-Stealers are a massive threat. Banshee's not wanting to stay in and trade with them there. Nothing wants to trade with them, I think, when they've got melee Synapse around like that. Sergio, what are you up to? Oh, he's got Rending Talons and that improved Synapse. Bruce Campbell with the Synapse Aura for damage and Acid Splatter alongside Regenerate for Matouzka. Some dangerous heroes starting to take the field now. Level 3 Warlock. Warp Spider with enhanced Warp Jump Generator. Just basically makes his teleport better. Quite a bit better too. A 20 range increase is pretty sizable. And some more energy. Another Autark here, this time Qwest. Tier 3 for Hans. Tyrant Guard for Hiveminion, he does like to use them. Banshees in retreat, they did get a full power bash on the Tyranids though, the Eldar. Well done by Qwest. Tyranids have taken the mid, but can they hold it? Looks like they can't. Sergio is alone there, what is this? It's a Ravener Brew dropped in by Bruce Campbell. Very good global to have. And they're there to contest that VP again. It's only decap. They did not get it, the Eldar. Don't think Finale can stand against that. That's a lot of range firepower. Zone Throat shot missed, but Banshees are taking a lot of damage. That was the seismic roar there from Hiveminion. Those Banshees got way, way too close in there. Should have retreated them a hell of a lot earlier. They went down. The Autark also might go down. She'll be okay. Ravener's not getting on her as she retreated out there. Gene Stealer's in amongst it. Nice grenade from Hans. Beautifully done. But they're still on it. Using their Adrenal Rush to regain some energy on hit. Also increases their speed and damage, I believe. It's a pretty awesome ability. Gene Stealer's adding a lot to that push, but they are forced to retreat. Tier 3 for Hans. I'm sure he'd love to get a Fire Prism up. Or an Avatar. Fire Prism it is. Avatar would certainly be under threat by Gene Stealers, but his Wailing Doom and Wrath of Cain, if you can catch them, would decimate those Gene Stealers too. Tyranids on the power. On both powers, in fact. 261, 255. Very even on VPs. Fire Prism is going to hit the field shortly. Tier 3 for Hiveminion. Tier 3 also for Finale. VPs are pretty much evened up. Good grenade on retreat there from Finale. Trying to focus on how that Farseer is using her abilities, but it's so tough in the middle of the fights. How did they do on this power? They got all of the generators. Looks like they lost some Raveners. They're struggling to get on this Zone Throat quickly. Can't really run the Banshees at him when there's termagants there. Autark can jump on it, but it's then going to be shot up. Banshees getting in, just as I say that. The Warrior Brood did not suppress them quickly enough. And the Zone Throat went down. Yes, it did, just as I said. They were struggling to get on it. There it goes. They run the Banshees through. I'm not sure what Bruce Campbell was doing there. Just wasn't paying attention. Did not shoot them with the Barb Strangler. Maybe he tried to and missed. I wasn't paying attention to that shot. Brood Nest goes down. That was up for a while, I think. Was that still that one? There's a Seismic Roar. Fire Prism is up. Has that dispersed shot, which does that awesome disruption from such long range. Seer Council on the field now for Finale. Basically a whole bunch of Warlocks. If one Warlock wasn't bad enough, here's a squad of them. Power melee damage, you can jump into combat too. They're awesome. They are limited to one. Would be nice to see these guys have some kind of ability or upgrade or something. 174, 251. Seer Council being controlled, but the Eldar are doing pretty well in the middle. The Tyrant Guard is still here. I think the Seer Council will chop that thing down though. Ethereal Slash from the Witchblade of Kurnus. Warlock is very, very low. He's going to go down. Warp Spiders have done pretty well though. Looks like he was trying to get on the power there. Hans overcommitted a little bit. Eldar maybe looking to stabilize in mid. We've got shields up. Could see some D cannons and stuff. We have Rangers here for HansMoleman. That's a very late Ranger purchase. When was the last time we saw Rangers produced in tier 3? A disruption is always useful. Tier 3 Lictor on the way for Hiveminion. A Ravener thrown around. Now fully kitted out with Synapse Aura Regenerate and Acid Splatter. Corrosive Devourer also for the Raven Alpha. Acid Splatter was buffed, I think. We'll see how it does. Sergio still with the improved Synapse and Rending Talons on the Hive Tyrant there. Another Fire Prison this time for Finale. That is a Tyrant formation. It's gonna try and stay in play here. Qwest. Warp Spiders could not. Yeah. It's a good nuke to push alongside. I guess they all are. Hiveminion getting in behind is going to decap at least this VP here. Is he going to spot this webway though? There we go. Autark is still here. Can the Autark kill the Hive Tyrant? No. Gets flesh hooked by the Lictor and goes down. Nicely done. Tyrant Guard charging away. Good awareness there from Hiveminion. Fighting on two fronts. Can the Farseers, can the Fire Prisms, I should say, open up an opportunity for the Eldar to get in here? Try and push alongside that disruption. Lictor in the back lines. And this thing does have heavy melee damage. And he's found a Fire Prism as it. Yep. Spotted it. Going after it. Rear arm hits are going to be painful. There's that Psychic Storm again. Kind of damage does the Psychic Storm do? Power melee. So it's doing some work certainly to that Tyrant Guard. Lictor is trying to get this Fire Prism down. Quite a lot of DPS. I believe it's like 90 something DPS this guy does, but looks like can't finish it off with the Shuriken there. Already used its leap as you saw. 112, 183. More Seer Council for Finale. I guess those other guys didn't survive. Raven Alpha of Bruce. Campbell getting a cap. Tyranids will have the 2-1, but for how long? Both Fire Prisms are still up. This thing going to take a while to get repaired. If they could get some help repairing, that would be fantastic for that Fire Prism. Gene Stealers haven't leveled up, but they've been pretty damn good for my money. Carnifexes, here's the march of the Carnifexes now. Bruce Campbell has one on the way, Hiveminion has one on the way. And they don't seem to be super prepared for it. They've got Fire Prisms, they do have a Guardian Weapon team that can transition into a Bright Lance, but maybe like one more Bright Lance would be good. Pretty late, much later than I thought we'd see some Carnifexes, I must say. Feels like it anyway. 112 to 177. Tyrant Guard needing a charge here. Hive Tyrant is there. Sergio can't charge in, but is providing a very nice Synapse with the improved Synapse. But look at the damage he takes. Almost goes down. Gets off the Seismic Roar and flees. Might be a good idea for that fella to get his Venom Cannon up. Try and shoot down those Fire Prisms. Sit back, provide that Synapse. 112 to 159. It is so hard to just run your face into this Eldar line. Warlock's going mental. Providence is up. Well, it was up. Warp Throw and the Witchblade of Kurnus as well. There's a Carnifex. He's gone for the Venom Cannon. Has Bruce Campbell. Anti-large weapon. Not going after the Fire Prism right now. There is a Brood Nest, but it goes down. Trying to flank in are the Warp Spiders. Can they finish off this Tyrant Guard here? There's a Haywire, and down it goes. That guy did pretty well, though, that Tyrant Guard. Carnifex is now starting to take damage. Fire Prism's there to get shots in. Oh, look at this, though. Gene Stealers have found a Shuriken. And they were munching on it. The Warlock there to help out with the Ethereal Slash. Ravener takes down the web weight, levels to 4. See how well this guy does. Regenerate does make him pretty tanky. Look at that health regen going on right now. Doesn't have a big health pool, but being able to stay in the field like that and regenerate your health pretty quickly is very, very nice. Good sustainability. Bioplasma, wow, hits very well. Both of these guys with Venom Cannons, I guess. I was expecting at least one Barb Strangler Carnifex. Matouzka has a Carnifex on the way. Maybe that fellow will get a Barb Strangler. Trying to cap up the south are the Eldar. HansMoleman trying to push through onto the VP. Warlock starting to emerge as a big threat to the Tyranids right now. Need to try and shoot him down. Warp Throw into waiting Banshees. Nicely done. Gets all of those guys off the field. Awesome stuff. D-Cannon now for finale. I think it would be a pretty good idea to try and get a Falcon up. Give it that tier 3 shield for that in-field reinforcement. That tier 3 Elixir is doing some work again. Hive Tyrant is in there. Seismic Roar has gone off already, as you can see. The third Carnifex from Matouzka is up. 93 to 126 on the VPs. It's a very exciting back and forth here. Nobody can stabilize the mid, which is kind of what I was hoping for. That Fire Prism went down. I guess the Carnifex got too close, and these fellas also have their Thorax Swarm for the Electroshock grub. We have a Venom Brood over here too. These fellas getting too close though. Good thing he retreated off. That Fire Prism shot could have exploded one of those Venom Brood. We have a Wraith Lord for Hans. Use it to fight the Gene Stealers, I guess. Another Fire Prism here for Qwest. The D-Cannon is where? D-Cannon's coming out of base right now. Nuke ready, says Hans. We have a Barb Strangler Carnifex for Matouzka. Tyranids have the mid. But Eldar have a nuke, as you saw. Are they all going to push mid right now, or is Hans going south? Well, they could go south and still drop the nuke in the mid. 2-to-1 cap against them. Shimmer Orb here used by the Warp Spider to try and cap. Those guys need to get into melee with him to do any damage. Fire Prism almost being taken down by the Carnifex, which is in turn taking Bright Lance shots. That was painful. There's a Singularity. It's going to be a nasty one. Going to finish off those Raveners, I think. Yep, they were finished off. Nicely done. Good approach there by the Eldar. They're getting on the cap. Fire Prisms will need repairs. Looks like they have forced them off. And Hans is on this VP. Awesome push by the Eldar. I don't think he's used his nuke yet. I don't see the telltale swirly ground signs of it. Gonna get this, I think. Eldar might have a triple cap here. Awesome, awesome push. Wraith Lord is now fighting a Carnifex. A Carnifex that does not have many resistance, and down it goes. Haywire Grenade doing its thing. Awesome push by the Eldar. Can they hold on? They do have 2 Fire Prisms. It's going to be tough for these fellas to cap. The Hive Tyrant can. But not really much else. Ouch. That was a painful shot. Eldar with an awesome late surge. 49 to 57. Triple cap is up. Eldar might have this in the bag. Might have this in the bag. And Hans still has a nuke. So does Qwest. Finale also not that far off. Not sure if the Tyranids have enough. Only one Carnifex left. And look at this time field now going on. And that's that's the Storm. That was Qwest. Did not hit anything, but did force those guys to retreat, which means they can't contest the VP, which means a victory, I think. Bruce Campbell not happy. Lictor was such a good idea by Hiveminion to try and get on the Fire Prisoners, couldn't quite manage it. And there's the game. Eldar take it with a double cap at the end, all thanks to that awesome push. HansMoleman, I mean, I was going to say go mid, but made the right choice. Went south and got the triple cap. Got that triple cap. Let's look at his heroes. End of the game. Level 6 Warlock. With the Angry Space Elf build. Farseer. Level 7. Wow. And the Warpser Exarch at level 4. Shimmer Orb at the end. Sergio. Level 3. With improved Synapse and the Rending Talons. You have a level 5 Ravener Alpha. And a level 4 Melee Ravener Alpha. Look at him go. There have it, guys. Thank you for watching, and a big thanks to these players for taking part, and Impregnable for still organising these monthly faction wars. I'll see you next time.